Wow. Fascinating stuff. He's saying another life hack.
Nice.
We're up to Torah Lamed Ois Dalet. We're talking about how do we access Seichel Ha'elyon through our Seichel HaTachton. How do we access higher levels of consciousness through our lowest level of consciousness? So here comes, so he gives us a bunch of different tools of how to do it. The first thing he said is you have to find a Rebbe that can really draw it down for you with Mishalem and give you all those examples, and through that, and then he said it's similar to the pupil of the eye that can see so deep and so far, but it's being reduced down into that tiny speck of the eye. So too, godliness consciousness into our consciousness, realizing that everything is Shem Havaya, everything is godliness, elikus and everything. In order to get that, you really need, so those were the first two. Now he's coming with the next one. And in order to get this type of seichel, there's a concept that's brought when we're talking about the Dayanim. When Hashem's telling Moshe Rabbeinu what type of Dayanim to pick, he's telling him, find the people that are soinei batza, that hate money. Hate money. So he's saying, in order to really get to a level of consciousness, that's an elevated level of consciousness, you need to truly hate money. To hate it, and we'll try to understand what this means. To hate money with the tachlis of sinner. Shehu bechenes, kishara ukma, zara ukma, the black hairs. Shehu bechenes haseichel hatachton, which we said is the idea of the lower level of consciousness. Whom we sit to the malchus. Comes from the idea of Malchus. What is the sphere of Malchus? Sphere of Malchus is the lowest sphere, where all other spheres feed into, which is our existence in life. As we're experiencing life, that is Malchus. Everything else is within our emotional or in our mental status. We're either in Chachma Bina Das, we're thinking about things, we're feeling things, which is Machased Gvura Tveres Netzach Hod Yisoid, and then my Malchus is where it all flows into all of that, the holder of it, which is our experience as we're experiencing life. So in order to experience life with Seichel Elyon, right, going through your Malchus, connecting your Malchus, your experience, with the highest level of consciousness, the idea of truly hating money, I'm using the word hating because soine is a hate, but it's a weird word to use, but
Misit the Tachlis of Sinna, like the fundamental.
The Tachlis of Sinna means to the deepest point that you can reach of Sinna, of hatred. Take that and direct it towards money. The idea of when you can truly hate money, you're tapping into Malchus, which is the experience of life, and connecting it to the highest. The lowest level of consciousness, that is Malchus. That is as we're experiencing life. What is my brain interpreting? What's the story I'm telling myself over everything going on? That's my Malchus. The lower level of consciousness. In every world, we know there's multiple worlds. In every world, there's a Seichel Elyon and a Seichel Hatachton. And that's kind of nature. You know, how we know nature to play out. That Seichel Hatachton is, I don't want to totally repeat the story, but a friend of mine had a horrible experience happen in front of him and his wife and his children. I mean, from the worst. That literally happened this past Sunday in front of extremely in his house. Terrible story happened. And he called me to talk. You know, his whole life is crumbling since this whole thing. A suicide that literally happened in front of his wife.
A suicide?
Yeah. A horrible, horrible life. And my question to him was, I said, we love each other deeply, so I can ask you this question. What the hell is going on inside you that's manifesting such chaos on the outside?
Oh my God.
Let's forget the whole
I was
story.
able to hear your questions.
He said that's what I called to talk about.
Wow.
I said, forget, the whole story is just details and noise.
Right.
I don't care about any details. Why is that manifesting itself in your life? What's the chaos internally that you're going through? Existential. That's creating such a manifestation in the situation. And that's meaning, so if we understand that as above, so below, as within, so without, we create, we write our story. We write our story. That's the Seichel HaTachton, is that idea is that we write our story. But when we can connect it to the Seichel HaElyon, to the ultimate consciousness, and realize that everything, Od Yoter Tov, and Od Yoter Tov, and everything is really just here for me, and everything is here just to guide me in the right direction. And like we said, we dance through the day.
But those are two different things. Audio Teratov and this is here for me. How does a person supposed to interpret both of those things when you're asking that question? In that period of time when this bad stuff.
This is a breaking of foundations.
Right.
This is a shattering. This is what the bombs
So we supposed
that
to
they
believe
used
that
in
that's
Iran.
good?
What were those called? What were those called? That's the bombs that they
Bunker
used. The
busters?
bunker buster. This is a bunker buster down to the core foundation.
But do I have to convince myself that that also is good? Or can I accept the fact that there's something else going through me and I'm supposed to be able to tap into whatever it is because everything is for my good?
Everything is for your good.
So it's not
So
everything
this-
is good.
No,
Everything
everything
is
is
not.
for my good. Everything is for my good.
Right.
This shattering will give me an ability for a 2.0 that I never would have had. I never would have had people get opportunities. You know, people once I go through divorce and through difficult situations. And I tell them, this is an opportunity of a 2.0 that most people don't get in life.
Right.
Most people don't get a chance. You can't just show up tomorrow in Besmedrish as a whole new person. In our Shlomo you can, but most places you can't just show up as a whole new person tomorrow. But if you get divorced, if you go to jail or something terrible happens to you, yeah, we understand that you could. Right? Because you got a 2.0. And who gave it to you? You gave it to yourself because you decided, now I'm changing. Could have decided without it. But God knew you needed that thing. Or he was waiting and you needed to get there. By hook or by crook. We all need to get to our tikkun hashalom by hook or by crook. We're going to get there. Exactly. So you're getting pointed in your direction. So sometimes we're stuck in our thing and we just have to be shattered out of that shell so that we can grow into something new. And sometimes that shell looks beautiful on the outside. But it has to be shattered in order to create something new. So there's two parts. There's A, why would we create something internally that's so chaotic, that would play out so drastically? B, now that it did, what do I need to do to change? Because it's all here. Everything that happens outside, we write the script.
Right.
We write the script for everything. What we think is going to happen is going to happen. Cop's going to pull me over, he's going to pull you over. He didn't see me, he didn't see me. It's literally. Shezeh ha-seichel shel hanhaga u'malchus. This is the seichel, this is the consciousness of hanhaga u'malchus. Hu b'chinas seichel chachma v'seichel tachten. This is the lower level. Keneged ha-seichel shel hasaga likus. As it relates to completely seeing the energy of God and everything. V'al kein b'yoymoi de Shmuel. In the days of Shmuel HaNavi, shenaflu Rashi Adar el Amamayim, where it says in those days that the Rashi Adar fell and they liked a lot of money, K'moshe Katzov. Vayitu achrei habatza. It says about the sons of Shmuel HaNavi that were running Klal Yisrael at that point. They leaned after the money. They were tilting towards the money. Al can take a pogma b'malchus to kedusha right away when you're not busy with when you're busy with money, when you're busy following the money, right away you're going to make issues with the malchus of kedusha. K'moshe kasav Like it says, Hashem said to Shmuel, Ki oisi ma'asim mimloich aleim. They don't even want my malchus anymore. Because they, vayatu.
Hashem said this to them.
To Shmuel about them.
Because
they don't want...
have the malchus already. Put the malchus.
Right. Vishalu ha-melech kechala akam. And now they want a melech like all the other goyim. They already want a different type of melech. Meaning, what are you messing with? You're messing with the malchus, the kedusha. The second you go vayatu el batza,
It's again a false god.
it's another false god. You already want a melech like all the other goyim. Ubiyom de shloima, and in the days of Shloima melech, she'ein kesef nechshav. At that point, the silver, the economy was so high that silver was worthless. Gold was the only thing. Gold was so valuable and silver was almost nothing. There was an influx of it. So he says, what does that mean? She'ein kesef nechshav. Doesn't mean from a financial side of things. He's saying, ein kesef nechshav means in the days where they didn't value money, in those days we had a Beis Hamikdash because it was ein kesef nechshav. I mean, the literal translation is there wasn't a high value to the price of silver wasn't a high price. Ein kesef nechshav. But what he's saying is they didn't give chashivas to kesef. And therefore we were able to build the Beis Hamikdash. In the days of Shlomo, we had the Beis Hamikdash because ein kesef nechshav. And then you have the Malchus the Kedusha al Makayma. Because then the Malchus of Hashem, we can have a Beis Hamikdash. We can have because we're not chasing the dollars. K'mo shekazeh v'yeshiv Shlomo al kisei Hashem. It says in Shlomo sat al kisei Hashem. And Gemara says, what does that mean? Shemalach el alyonim v'tachtoinim. Well, it means Shlomo sat on kisei Hashem. He ruled this world and the heavenly worlds. How did he rule the heavenly worlds? What does it mean? Shlomo Melech ruled the Malachim. And it says, Rashi says that Shemalach gam al Shedim, even on the Shedim. How did he get to it? To be able to tap into this seichel, and we know Shlomo, right? King Solomon the wise, right? Where did he get this wiseness from? He was the smartest person from all people. And it says that Shlomo's chachma was greater than all the people. This idea of this type of seichel, this brilliance, is malchus. But if you love money, he falls into the darkness, the sitra achra. There's the dark of the eye, the black of the eye, which is the connection point, but there's also the dark side. On everything there's a dark side. And if you fall into Tavis Mammon, then you start living life, your malchus becomes from the sitra achra, from the dark side. Bechinas shapsai poisa ukama.
That is very cheap.
Which is, I believe it's a star, which looks like a broken vessel. Marash Choyra, the idea of depression, Bechinas B'Tzova and Toichalna. The idea after the Eitz Hadas, the klala that Kadosh Baruch Hu gave to Abraham, to Adam Rishon was that you're going to eat this from now on. Go knock yourself out. You're gonna go work for a living, and you're gonna, with the sweat of your brow, you're gonna, right? With bitterness, you'll eat the food. You're gonna have to work. And you go into all the circles and the running on the hamster wheel of the sitra achra when you start chasing money. They just run in circles and circles. Because he's desiring and chasing after the money. It says by the mun that they went out and they collected and they ground it, and the Zohar says, what does it mean? Bishtusa. Shatu ha'am v'laktu. They went out b'shtusa.
One of his posts had
What does that mean?
950,000 views.
Dumbfoundedness? Stupidity?
The ones that went out. What is it? What does it say? Wow.
Give him the job, give him everything.
It says the ones that had Amunah, that the man would fall, the next day it fell by their door.
Right.
Right? The ones that had less Amunah, it fell a little further away. One that had, what does that mean? What does that mean? It's a great story that we learned in second grade and we color, but what does it mean?
It means like,
Adventurous.
can I answer? Like,
Please.
I've been asking this question a lot about like what Hishtadlis is. And I feel like each and every person can have a different level of Hishtadlis. You might have to call this guy 5 times to get that contract. He might be able to call him 1 time and get the contract. Whatever you believe is your level of Hishtadlis, that's how far someone's going to ask you to go.
Oh, so that's
Like, that's it.
And if you believe, it'll show up at your
I could
door.
lay on the floor and allow it to flow
And if you
effortlessly. That's what it
believe-
means to you.
It will show up at your door. If you believe, money flows to me effortlessly. If you believe, it shows up at your door. That's a simple way. It's just so simple. Yoeli, the simple understanding. Those that had a minute, the man fell by their door. The ones that had a little less, a minute, what's a push pshat in there? Push pshat, if we had to today. Push it.
Verstanden.
The ones that believed, it showed up to them. The ones that didn't had to go out further. The ones that believed less. Is it going to fall today? Oh my God, let me go check. They were out at 8 o'clock in the morning already checking to see if it's coming. Oh my God, there's traffic. There's no way it's coming today. It's a cloudy day. It's cold, it's hot, the weather's going to affect me. Oh my God, things are going wrong.
That's Bishtusa. Right?
That's Bishtusa. Hepech HaChachma. The opposite of Chachma means realizing the more Amunah you have, and the Baal Shem always said, have Amunah in your Amunah. Believe in your faith. That's the Avodah. Because we can all say we have Amunah, but believe in your faith. Have Amunah in your Amunah, meaning believe it's going to show up to you.
Shmuley Galam posted something though, and interesting, that the difference between also Emunah and then Gediya or something. Because you could have so much Emunah, but then also you could just be holding on to the way you still want it to go. And that's not called Emunah. That's just called you still being stuck with the way you want it to
Then
go.
that's not Amunah.
So how do you know whether or not you've reached that full level of Emunah? Whether you're willing to accept anything that happens?
We resist nothing.
So like whether
We
the...
just exert positive energy, and we daven, Hashem, use me as your positive tool today for all the positive
Right.
things that have to get done in
Right.
the world, because there's a lot of crap that has to get done, and you're going to need a lot of people to do that work. So you're going to pick the lousy people to do that work. There's a lot of crap that goes on. There's unfortunately a lot of crap in the world that goes on. But who gets to do which
Charlie
job?
had to go.
Exactly.
But
So
someone
when
had to
you-
do the job too.
somebody had to do the job. Hashem, I beg you, give me the good jobs. Just use me as that tool. That's all we do. Everything else will flow to me.
So that's before
That's my job.
that's before the person opens the door to go get the mun. And then
The zipper.
he's gonna either
The
walk
zipper.
2 feet or 20 feet. While
It's
you're
what
walking,
he believes.
while you're walking, keep those thoughts to yourself. That's shtusa. Keep believing, keep understanding, keep believing how Hashem runs the world, and then keep going.
The simple
That's like
shot is if you believe. What does it mean if you believe? The ones that believe it was at their door. What does it mean? The ones that
That's false.
believed it was at their door. What does that mean? Oy b'shaf ezishus hingere. That's what it means.
have a good one.
Means, and I know Hashem's gonna say. And I know.
Enjoy slichas.
Yeah, Reb Zisha sat down every morning at breakfast and said, Oy b'shaf ezishus hingere. And it showed up.
How are you, good boy?
Because he believed. Because he believed it would be there.
But that was his establishment. He had to say, Hashem knew that he was in Greek.
3 to 19.
But he had to do so little.
You have to draw down. Rosh Hashanah, everything gets. What do we have to daven for every day? If everything gets linked on Rosh Hashanah, what do we have to daven for every day? Because it's all there in the bank account, but you need the ATM to draw it out. It all gets deposited Rosh Hashanah, but we have to draw it down every day individually into our account. We got to go to the ATM machine.
I was just like trying to calculate from where I have to shift this week. See if it's worthwhile.
Yeah. Shkoyach, we'll continue, but that's the idea.
Very good.
Understanding that it's a shtus that you have to chase money. It's a shtus. The more you believe, the more other money showed up at your door. It's simple thought. We learned it in second grade. The ones that believed, the ones showed up at their door, right? The ones that didn't, what does that even begin to mean? What did they believe? That it was going to fall? That their business was, that their money was going to flow to them?
It's completely disconnected. It has nothing to do with your status.
It'll be there. It will be there. When I open my door, it will be there.
What does it say? What does it
I
say?
don't have to chase. The one that thought he's going to have to chase had to chase. It's such a simple thing that we were taught, but we never kicked it into adult gear.
What does it say in Pirkavas? That a person has to work, and if you choose to work in Mila Deshmai or whatever, then this is
Gonna
your
go.
job. And if you don't, then you're gonna have to do
Exactly.
the actual work. Go out and physically work. Hashem wants to be busy.
B'itzav Darchalna. If you, again, the whole
Oh, you're
idea.
learning now Kav Gimel?
Lamed.
I'm learning the same thing though in Kav Gimel.
It's all the same. Every
Talks
single
about
time you're
Tavis
the same.
Moment.
The whole thing is Tavis Moment.
Be'er, Yaakov Avinu,
Yaakov Avinu, that's right. We did that one. That was
Gorgeous.
gorgeous. And now we're doing it from the
I love
side
the
that boots.
footnotes.
It was nice.
We in here.
So
So delicious. Such a gift.
This
Such a
whole
gift.
Maaseh with Rabbi Yonah.
Yeah. That he likes money. He came and he left, and he came back.
Roof
And,
blew off his house.
yeah, some crazy stories.
How do you know?
Crazy stories. Yeah, we could. Unless we want to explain this whole
look
idea,
alive.
drop deeper. If you want to go drop deeper into
You
it,
look dead.
let's go drop deeper into it.
Probably.
Because
That would make sense.
it starts with Adam Rishon, right?
This morning.
This is B'itzav Derchalna. What does that even mean? B'itzav Derchalna means. Let's think of creation a second, right? It started with. So let's talk about where it came from. Let's understand what that klula was, right? So
The
first
actual
there's
creation
sky and water, first day, right? Separation of water.
goes away and
Then
you have to bring it
you
back.
know, as creation starts happening, then like in the fourth day, I believe,
So
the
God goes
first
to
blade
work.
of grass
Oh, you're
shows
agreeing
up
also.
through the
God goes to work.
ground, right?
Because he has to.
And he looks around
doesn't
and he
wanna be.
says, "Who am I?"
So where are all
What
these
am I?
places? Are they invested?
And
Are they
God comes to this
invested
blade of
in work?
grass and says, "You're a
No.
blade of grass." And you see these
The
clouds,
muscle is
this
supposed
rain,
to
it's
work.
going to rain
The
on you,
eye
you're
is
going to have all
tired.
the things. You see all these
Buffy
minerals
diet.
in the earth,
And the
that's your
scientists are
food,
not
you're
involved in
good.
the
So
work.
thank you, and he says,
Those
"Ashira
are
and
the
Vata." The next day, God creates
And he wants to make
the
the
first
money
cow.
before he's going with all that
First cow opens his eyes, what the hell am I? God says,
Both
"You're
Malchus
alive, you're a
Shemayim
cow.
is that you choose.
Here's your grass, there's your water.
Created the world.
Everything you need is
Great.
prepared for you,
Your
you
choice.
got it."
So I
He says,
want
"Thank you," and he says his pasuk in Perek Shira, and he goes on doing his thing being a
That
cow,
means
and so too everything that
accept
opens its eye the first
Rosh
time.
Hashanah.
Comes Adam
All the
Rishon,
creations is a choice.
opens his eye. The hell am I? See that cow?
So you
Stay.
apply this thinking.
See the grass, trees,
I go out into
fruit.
the world.
See the
simple
grain,
boy goes out into the world.
everything. Because Rashi says
Here.
when he woke up, it was
The world
kashol
is what it
chanarach
is.
munach lefanav. That's why he was
That's
prepared
like
last. That's why he was created last. So the table should be.
He doesn't want to
set.
die.
You
And
see,
him is
literally,
the place
you
to
see
be.
the cow.
He may
You
have
see
titles
all
or
this
concept,
for
but
you.
It's all in a rubric.
For
of
you.
I have to.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And he
It's
got up
here.
and he said, "Hi, Hashem."
It's very Metzias. This is here.
Comes the Nachash and says,
What is it? The whole Metzias of creation is
"You and the cow are the
a
same.
choice. No, not
Cow has
a
everything
choice.
you need. You have everything you need.
This is
What
not
are you
choice.
different than the cow, really?
Okay.
Why are you different than the tree, really?
I just forgot.
You're in the same
Of course it
system.
does.
I still
If
have
you
this, but I can't
really
remember.
want,
No.
you can
That's
get a
the
yacht.
point.
You can
You
fly
compromise
private.
your son and then you've not
You
followed
can be a
that.
big shot yourself.
How much
Look, I'll teach
What?
you. I'll teach you this. Is you
No
can be
choice.
like God. The same way God has
You're
this
the
whole
one that's
system.
creating
You
creation.
can get into that
Yes, you are.
same system and you
said
can
the whole
control
Rosh
it.
Hashanah is your
And you can control that same system.
You are his desired thing, Dom. But I'm saying if you look
So
at the
I've seen
world,
a cartoon. I told you I once saw a funny cartoon. And it's a trip, which
That's the
has
world
the
you want.
Nachash and Chava
Including
talking
yourself.
by a tree, and behind the tree a hand
You're a
with
choice, you're not a
puppets
hookup.
like bringing
That's
the
because you
Nachash to
don't like
Chava.
it.
Like who's the puppeteer here
It's
also?
her, isn't it? Is that
Of course. We needed it to go this way.
Because it was a setup.
Because it's a setup, complete. I think we would call it entrapment. Whatever they go. But the idea is, right, it comes and says, you can do this on your own. He goes, really? And then, because what are we different than the guy? We have self-awareness. We know that we are. right? The cow doesn't know that he is. He just is. He doesn't think tomorrow I have to go to Goldberg's field. I hate Goldberg's field. I do Goldberg's field. I might not like this dog because I know he bit me last time.
Right.
But I don't have I'm not thinking, is Susie the cow gonna wink at me today? Because it doesn't matter. I don't know that I'm here. I'm here. Any dog that shows up in this situation is just here. He doesn't know that he's in shul. You know that you're sitting in shul and you know you're gonna go somewhere else. There's no self-awareness to an animal. So we're self-aware. Comes the Nachash and says, you realize you're different than the animal. You're self-aware of what's going on. You could create your own reality.
How did the Nachash have that insight? Because he also doesn't
Because he was Adam Mikol Chayes Adam. He had this. The Nachash had Adam Mikol Chayes Adam. He was smarter than that. He had a level of this.
So why didn't the Nachash eat from the Eitzadas and make himself better than everybody else?
Because I'm an animal. But Lamasa, I'm an
That
animal.
he's an animal, that's a human.
Yes, you have self-consciousness.
So he
I
So
don't.
he wasn't fully wrong, though.
He wasn't fully wrong.
It's just a matter of how far you go.
Anyway, so Chava says, really? I could be my own boss? My husband could be our own boss. We're not going to be like the animals. We're not going to be like everything else in the system. We could take ourselves out of the system and create our own system and build my own houses and build my own things that I want. Yeah, you could. Look, go. So what does God tell him after he eats? No problem. Knock yourself out. Knock it. You were in the system. Nada. Go make yourself crazy for the rest of by all means.
Be your own boss.
Be your own boss. Don't worry about payroll
for that.
yourself.
Yeah.
You want to be out of the system? You don't realize that the idea was to stay in the system,
Right.
but use your consciousness to elevate the whole world to its tikkun hashalom. You just pulled yourself out. No, it's me against the world. Automatically, when you're pulling yourself out of the system, now I have to conquer Mount Everest, and I have to conquer my competition, and I have to over the world because you're not in the system. My cells in my body, that if I cut my hand, also white blood cells come from the toe flying. They just come, and they just do their thing. I don't have to think about, are they going to come? Are they not going to come? How many should I send? Should I send 2,000 or 4,000? You know, I don't have to do that, right? Because it happens on its own. So too, every bus shows up at 10 o'clock when it's supposed to. Everything does, but it's only in our imagination that it doesn't. This whole Chayt Das is all still in our imagination. Nothing actually changed. Just in your head, you're gonna struggle.
I mean,
It's all in the head still.
whenever I lit the
The
cigarette,
whole curse
at 9:55,
is in your head. Because look, we're all here. The bus showed up every time. We're all here. Every time we needed that bus at 10 o'clock, it showed up at 10
It's an
o'clock.
illusion.
It's an illusion. It's your own mishagas. But you want to eat from there. It's a das. Hasta the das. Kein macht dich mishiga in your head. You're making yourself crazy in your head. And that's the Tavis Mumman takes you to the next level of that.
Feeds it.
But when you're soin boots, that I was saying today, when you hate money, but tachlis asinah,
You need it.
but it's not about needing. It's about your emotional connection towards it. We need to go to the bathroom. I don't love it. I don't hate it. But that idea of I love money or my emotional attachment to it. You know, he's saying more. He's saying create an emotional attachment of hating. He's not saying be indifferent.
Right.
Saying the both sides, that's why I keep saying I don't know the proper word, hate. I don't like the word hate. But despise, not want, but
Maybe
it's
I have
not.
an explanation. You don't have to hate money because we need it. You do good things with it, right? But hate the power that it might have over you. Hate the beginning feeling that you might have. If you're stressed about a credit card debt, don't stress. Hate the fact that you think that the fact that you're being
Beautiful.
hate
Well
that
said.
moment right
Beautiful.
there. Don't hate money because you're right. You need to pay the bill. Hate what it does to you if it's bringing you to that bad place.
Hey, what it does to your mind.
Yeah, but I think it means rather.
But he's not saying
hate the
that.
chase. Stop chasing. Isn't that what it means? Simple meaning?
let's trip on it all day.
Yeah.
And let's understand it all day as we
Let's
go
trip
through
about
our
our
day.
stu stuff. I'm gonna
It's
trip.
like, because it's the same
The
thing, right? You get the
shtusa
check,
of-
you
Let's
get-
stu
you
stuff,
want-
let's stu stuff.
The
I'm
shtu
gonna
stuff
stu
is
stuff,
a
my
But
shtu
I
stuff.
also
Because
love
what-
what money does.
It's always, the Yesh Lamon Eretz Messiah, it's all about the chase. What do you need more? What do you want more? Because you want, and you're not gonna be happier with 2 mil,
Right.
and you're gonna want 4.
No, I'm saying.
It's all the chase, 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 chase.
So what's the hate? You hate the chase?
Well, but I
It's
also
it's
love
where's-
money.
what's the soda?
because there's so many businesses in it. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah, but he's saying about-
I can do so much good with money too, so.
But that's also your little brain telling your little mind how it could make sense in that little world.
But that's
Because
why-
it'll make me feel better. Say, well, I could do mitzvahs.
I personally will have a lot more mitzvahs if I have a lot of money.
Of course, but that's also justification. Somehow or another, you telling yourself that. All of these things are our little brains making sense of it the way I want to understand it.
Maybe that's it. What's the other thing that Hashem wants us to hate? Only thing that we're supposed to hate? It's a molek,
Okay.
right? What's a molek? It's the idea of a paman, of
Doubt.
doubt. The suffix, so that suffix, with the money, is there's an essence there. That's what
Sorry,
Hashem
but
had to
the
show Moshe Rabbeinu the etzem, the mateh shel ish, the machzor shekel in fire. Why? Because the fire has that ability to burn a person up. So we have to hate that other fire of burning, of running towards it, of like you're saying. But there's a hatred of. Yeah, why? I just got the check for $100,000, but I'm already waiting for the other guy to give me all the next 100. Like, why? Why is there that never enough, never good enough? Why? There's an etzem there. There's an atzmius. There's an atzmius. It's in the etzem of that thing. So you have to hate. What's the etzem? What's the first point? Because you say the initial,
It's gonna be the
right?
same name
The
as
initial
organization.
feeling of
Meaning,
what's
we
doing
know
it.
it's gonna
What's
show
doing it?
up. It's just a tool. It's a tool that we
Well, first of all-
don't need.
Right. So what do you hate? What's the etzem?
I hate the fact that I need a hammer to bang it in the nail.
Find out.
Right? Like, I know I need the hammer and it's gonna come. But I hate the fact that I wish I could just think nail go into the wood and it goes into the wood.
Very long distance shot, so the guy was.
I hate that.
What if you have a pipe, water pipe behind the wood?
So
now
now
you're
you're
busting pipe.
assassin.
Again, I don't have clarity on Sanibasa and exactly how to despise money.
I thought you said butts is, butts is fun.
How was that funny? Is it Momo and Kesef? Sorry, other way, where other, what other